But yeah, the as I was saying, right? Okay, first of all, guys, good evening. Uh, yeah, they're telling us to kind of getting closer. Okay, this, yeah, I don't know, but good evening, guys. My name is Marcus. This is the one we on the
Yes.
as in like the.
You really want to do this now?
Yep. But this is an unexpected life, by the way. It wasn't unplanned. It was just unexpected. But from the conversation that her and I have been having, it seems like she has a very interesting stories, as she put it, to share. And I think we're just gonna have a conversation. I don't know how long, but yeah, we're just gonna have a conversation. So if you guys can hear us, do watch this on YouTube whenever, or I'll probably release the MP3 podcast, and yeah, you guys can listen to it. So, going back to what we were saying earlier on, you dated someone and then you were heavily invested in terms of financially, spiritually, emotionally,
Yeah.
intellectually, intimacy, all the way. And one thing that I would like to know, how did you manage to heal each of those parts in order for you to come back to where you are right now? Because I understand it must have been a difficult process because nobody invests so much and then remains the same. So what changed for you?
Well, first of all, you have to see how deep, you fall to actually realize, okay, what is it going to take for you to heal?
Yeah.
So it was one of those relationships where you completely lose yourself. Lose yourself. You don't even know who you are. I could walk past the mirror. I would look at myself. I would be scared to look at myself because the image wasn't me. The energy wasn't me.
Yeah.
So after a while, I don't know why certain people, I'm not going to like just say men. I know certain women, they could do it as well. But certain people just, they know the relationship is over. The benefit that they came for was over. And now they're not, they don't have like, let's say the balls to tell you, okay, I can't do this anymore. They just leave you by yourself in the relationship. And until you just, okay, I've had enough. You just be like, okay, I've been doing this for, I think for a long time and I can't do it anymore. So one day I just went to him. I was like, okay, I can't do this anymore because you've seen me struggle. You've seen me struggle mentally, financially, emotionally, everything spiritually. But I just didn't see the reciprocity in nothing. I've never felt protected in any way, like in the relationship, never.
Yeah.
Since I was that independent woman. So I've always had my back. Even when I'm on the last, let's say on the last, I don't know how to say it, but on the last drop, I always find a way. The universe always brings me a solution. So he saw that I was that type of person, so he didn't care that I was down or not because he knew I would find a solution. So since I was a selfless person, I would give regardless. And at the moment where I figured out, okay, this is enough. I think what actually gave me the strength was I spoke. I prayed. I was like, God, just give me a sign.
Yeah.
Just give me a sign, and I promise you, I will follow. And I'm always that type of person. Like I love food.
Yeah.
And I see all these people like, why would I, how do you say it? Fast.
Okay. Okay.
I would always look at fast like, nah, bro.
It's left. It's not for you.
I see food is, I don't do this. So at that moment, the answer that came into my head or my mind was fasting.
How long did you fast for?
3 days. Was it 3 days or 7? I don't remember, but I think it was 7 days.
Okay. So basically, 3 days signifies that resurrection and so.
It was 7 days, but it was like half fast because I would fast until 12 o'clock, 12 noon. Because, I've never done this. I don't want to die again. Okay, so I really the first, the second, and the third day were like the most difficult because my body had to like adjust to the new situation. But the fourth day, though, I felt so light. I felt different.
So yeah.
And after the fast, when I was fasting, I had a purpose. It was to remove all the love and all the feelings and all the hurt that I was feeling. So after the fast, it was just like an epiphany. Like it was something like, oh, what am I doing? Where am I? I woke up, basically. I woke up by myself. All the love and all the feelings and all the bitterness just went away. It was incredible. It was crazy. So I went to him. I mean, he came to me and I told him, like, I can't do this anymore.
Yeah.
We've been on this.
Surely.
I can't do this anymore. The craziest part that, I wouldn't say till today, but the craziest part that I've never been through that before is telling a person it's over and the person had a blank reaction.
Like serious.
Yeah. Like I'm looking at you like, and he's like, okay. Like he was waiting for like he was waiting for me to say enough is enough.
Right.
Like he left you there until you decide it's enough, you know. So he was waiting for me to call it off.
Interesting.
So the fact that he said, okay, he didn't have any remorse or he wasn't sorry, like, I think after that, I got into a little depression because I kind of felt like I deserved some kind of apology at least.
Yeah.
You know?
That closure.
Yeah. So I was like, because this nigga's not even sorry. Sorry, I could cast. Okay, this ninja is not even sorry.
Yeah.
Because, yo, at least be sorry. Like, you took everything from me.
Exactly.
Yeah, but at least be sorry. You know, he saw me struggling mentally, emotionally, you know, spiritually, financially. I mean, he had his own problems as well. I'm not going to say it was just only me, but I've never felt protected in a relationship. I've never felt protected by men, you know. So after that, I was not depressed, but I was in such anxiety. Like I wanted to like choke him.
Wow.
Yo, let me see if I could kill you and just bring you back to life and see that, like, okay, I can't fuck with this girl anymore. Can I say fuck? Okay.
I guess.
I can't say fudge. I can't fudge with this girl anymore. But at that point, at that moment, I just had to, you know, be over with. I mean, just get over it, because sometimes or often in life, we will be in a situation where we won't receive any apology. When people
do
us wrong and won't be sorry about it. You just have to leave. You know, you just have to leave. So yeah, I forgot your question.
No, it's okay. It's okay, because you've spoken basically everything, how you went through the whole process to coming out of that situation whereby you were involved with someone so deeply. And then at the end of the day, the person doesn't even reciprocate the amount of love, energy that you have invested in the relationship. And it's interesting because I feel as though when it comes to leaving a person, it's like with women, and you don't have to agree with this, but from my experience, right, I felt as though with women, what happens is women leave a man emotionally.
Yeah.
With us men, we leave women physically. So it's kind of like a different scenario, because even in my case, you know, when I experienced the whole heartbreak, the girl that I was with left me emotionally first. And then the distance started, you know, coming in between us. So that's when I realized and understood, okay, so with women, they leave you emotionally simply because maybe they are emotional creatures and neurological. You know, with us men, hey, if it's not working, chicks, we're back. We're out. No, because like we're straightforward.
You can't say more men are sorry. This is just my opinion. Like, men can't say or cannot admit for a second that they're more logical.
Why do you say that?
Because, come on, like, women are naturally smart,
Okay,
smarter than men.
I don't know about that, but that's not the point that I'm trying to make. That's not the point that I'm trying to make. The point that I'm just trying to make is we are just very direct, in terms of what we want. We do not base our decisions based upon feelings, right? Because
When you say we, is like in general or certain?
certain men that I've been around, to be honest, we don't really base like our decision, especially if you realize business-wise or even relationship-wise.
Yeah.
We're very direct with the kind of woman that we want. On the other side, not every man, especially if a man doesn't know himself. So yeah. But anyway, going back to what I was trying to say is that it's a whole process. It's a whole process that you went through to come out of a relationship like that. And quick question, how long were you guys together for?
Yeah.
Please answer.
No, hell no. Can I say no?
Feel free.
Yo, thank God. It wasn't 10 years. I think I would say a year.
A year.
A year and a half.
A year and a half.
Because I have to consider, okay, here's the thing. I think the relationship ended way before I decided
to end it.
Yeah, to end it. Because
that's true.
We weren't talking or speaking, or we weren't sharing anything anymore, So he ended, we weren't living together anymore. So I think that's when it's ended. But then you said something very interesting. You said, man, you don't base your decision
on
emotions. I think, just like you say, a man that don't know himself, it's very hard to be with that type of person. I think, where we were talking before, of like the whole life, I think the most important thing, in a relationship, besides like asking questions about like how did you grow up, or how this, is learning how to notice and acknowledge the red flags.
Interesting. You think that people don't acknowledge the red flags?
Okay, like often we see the red flags. But
we just choose not to accept it.
You choose not to accept it, but okay, I'm gonna say something that I told our friend like early. I think it was today or yesterday. I was like, sometimes I was the type of person. Okay, maybe it was like, okay, let me see how red this flag can get.
But I don't mean to cut you off, I feel as though, right? And I don't need you to agree or anything, but this is just a thought that I've been having in my mind for a while. Do you think that women are attracted to drama?
No.
Because here's the thing, and the reason that's why I'm asking this question, right, is because I feel as though women can see the red flag in this guy. For example, you've watched the movie After. Oh, okay. It's about a girl, sweet girl and all that. She had a boyfriend who was very sweet, very kind, very honest. Until she went to college, she met a bad boy, and then she became more attracted to that guy. And that guy was filled with red flags and drama, but she still loved that guy. So at some point, do you feel as though, or do women actually tend to ignore the red flags when it comes to relationships?
I wouldn't say ignore the red flags, but in that case, let's say in a movie.
That you chose to ignore the red flags.
Okay, so the guy was popular.
Okay,
So there's this sex appeal that attracts women, even though this is a bad boy, because popular guys or guys like that, let's say, okay, maybe he's in a football team, maybe he's like a in some kind of activity there in school.
Yeah.
Like they look or they present themselves as men that know what they want in life, that are very direct, that are ambitious. I think this is what really attracts women. Because no woman would be with a man that's not ambitious. Because actually, the qualities that women look for in a man is leadership, ambition, intelligence. You know, we have to be protective. I mean, it's all in leadership. So
Yeah.
it's something I think that attracts women. Even though I can see those qualities in you, you can be a leader, you can be this, you can be protected. I can't focus only on those qualities, even though you present a whole bunch of red flags.
Yeah.
See, I would think, okay, he has those qualities, those important qualities. Okay, he also has these red flags, but okay, let me just see if I can change him. Maybe I can change him. So that's the trap.
Exactly that most women fall into.
You can't change a man. A man changes his way. Like for the woman, he thinks, oh, okay, she
What?
is the one, or she's worthy. You know, so I would say women don't ignore the red flags. I think the emotion, the whole love thing and stuff like that. Like they say, love is blind. I don't know, but yeah. And yes, I guess because I've been in that situation, but I don't think it's love. I don't think when you get too deep in a relationship, when you get too deep into love or feelings, especially for women,
Yeah.
it's hard just to pull out, you know, just like that. Unless you had like a hidden agenda, or like unless I don't know what kind of person you are. So it's different with men. You can just
Yeah.
decide to anything. So you know, even if you love deeply, but it's different with women because we are emotional beings. As long as we're emotionally connected to you, it's gonna be hard for us to just end things or to walk away.
That's very interesting. That's very interesting because, uh, as I say, at the end of the day, as a man, you need to know who you are, because knowing who you are, you end up defining who you want, and also it sets a position of who you attract.
Exactly.
You know, with women, it's more of that. This is why I don't want to go off script, but I feel as though I used to believe in falling in love, but now I've matured and I've understood the importance of growing in love, because
Growing in love.
growing in love.
That's beautiful.
Because one thing is that when you fall in love, what happens is everything breaks. Everything that falls ends up breaking. But when you
Let them have wings. I imply.
as to have wax and you drink Red Bull, then yeah.
Cannot. Okay.
But everything that falls ends up breaking. But here's the beauty of growing in love. It's when you plant the seed, it tends to grow.
Definition.
And the beautiful thing about planting a seed is you have to nurture it, you have to care for it, you have to water it. And this is where a lot of people go wrong. They just want something that is done. They don't want to put in the work. And that is why it goes back to what you were saying. You were doing so much for a person, but the person wasn't being able to do so much for you in return. And that is where people tend to fall out, because the relationship becomes one-sided.
Yeah.
I used to think that relationship was just one-sided focus, and sometimes I feel as though you might be doing something for the person, but that's not what the person wants. And that's when I understood the importance of growing in love and also understanding how to love that person and in what way they want to be loved. Because fine, we all say, yeah, I want you to love me, but do we ever ask the question, how? Teach me.
Yeah.
I get my point.
Exactly.
And then it becomes whereby, okay, fine, I can teach you how to love, but the question is, do I also know what kind of love do I deserve? We get my points.
Okay.
That's where it comes back to knowing who you are. Because for me, the biggest thing you can ever do in life, it's number one, be single. Singleness gives you a chance to know who you are, to get to know you first before getting to know anyone else. For me, I always say that the purpose of singleness is to get to know your purpose before the person. Because imagine, you don't know your purpose, and there you are trying to discover another person, and then at the end of the day, that person asks,
Wasting time.
tell me more about you, and then you're like, what do you want to know? Like, What do you want to know? Be specific. And then the person starts being this specific. Tell me, what are your goals? Will you see yourself in 10 years? And then you're like, no, I don't see myself.
It's not clear.
It's not clear, you know? And that already sets a barrier in the relationship.
Yeah.
As much as two people might be attracted to each other, at the end of the day, it doesn't work out. So for me, the most important thing is getting to know who you are first before getting to know someone.
Yeah. You said something very interesting. That reminded me of some, but I don't know how to say that, but it's like, just because you love me doesn't mean that's how I want to be loved. Or you know how to, okay, yeah, that's how I want to be loved. And I would say singleness, yeah, it's a gift, you know, to have time to try to find yourself.
Yeah.
But here's the thing. It's only going to happen if you want to do that. Because there are lots of singles over there, like out there, just wasting time, going on dates, not knowing really what they're doing. They think they're just living the life and they're having fun. And comes a moment where you just, okay, you went on all those dates, and you feel empty. I mean, you still feel empty. And then it's going to take you time again to try to find, to try to find who you are and this, and that. Here's the thing. Mostly after that period, after going on dates, a lot of men or a lot of women, when they think it's that quiet time now, let me just quiet down and think. Instead of trying to know themselves, trying to know who they are and what they really want to know. Yeah. They were trying to find a person that's ready to commit. And just they think they're ready to commit as well. They will find a person, let's say a man that has, been on dates, like that has been a player like for years. And it's like, okay, now I'm ready to calm down and to commit, So if he hasn't had the time to do that work on himself, spiritually, emotionally, to heal those traumas, to actually become the best version of himself, and he decides to go with a girl just because she's ready to commit or she's a wife material, he's just going to destroy that woman.
True.
Because, and vice versa, it's just gonna be a whole thing, and maybe the girl will be heartbroken. Maybe he will be heartbroken again. And say, you know what? This life is not for me. Let me just go back to being a player. Because there are a lot of people that are in relationship that haven't had time to really heal their trauma, past trauma, like childhood trauma, relationship trauma. Like they haven't had time to really discover themselves. And you're again in a relationship, probably with a good person or a great person.
Sir.
What you're gonna end up doing is damage that person, because you don't know who you are. And everything maybe that person knows what they are and what they want. You're gonna want to adapt to that person. And when that person really sees you and discovers about you, and they're gonna be like, okay, this is not what I expected. And all those red flags and all those things are going to come back. And if that person really is okay, I know what I want. You showed me something, but now I'm really seeing your true colors, and that's not what I want. Either you fix yourself, which is not something I'm gonna help doing. This is not my job to fix you, but it's not gonna work, because I can't waste my time on you while I know that I've already done the work. And you want me to dive again in a relationship where I'm gonna have to be your mom, or teach you
to take care of you,
emotionally, to be there to cope with all the new dramas. Like, okay, the goal is for us to heal separately, and then when we come together, and we are going to, as the best version of the better version of ourselves, and then we create something beautiful.
I want to touch on that word, coming together and creating something beautiful, which is something very interesting, because I always tell people that, look, the idea of singleness is for you to be whole and complete in yourself first before desiring someone else to complete you. I don't believe in the whole idea of she's my half or he's my half. I don't believe that as humans we're created 50-50.
What is soulmate? That's what's the concept of soul.
I don't, we'll get into that, But here's the thing, like the whole idea of singleness is for you to be a whole person. Because here's the truth. Have you ever gone into the market and bought a half an orange?
Not half an orange, but half a watermelon.
Okay, a half that exists.
Yeah.
The whole purpose is, you see, you will always buy something that is complete. And I'm not saying that as humans we forever be 100% complete, right? But there's always a certain odds that in life we have to be complete spiritually, emotionally, financially, whatever. And I know that it's impossible to be the whole package, but there's these aspects of part of your life that you notice, okay, this person is spiritually well balanced, this person is spiritually this or physically that. The reason that's why I'm saying this is, I firmly believe it's important for you to be a whole person so that you meet another whole person, and when you come together, you create a whole relationship. I feel as though with our generation, what is happening, we're meeting a lot of half people who don't know themselves.
Sometimes not even half.
Yeah.
Less.
Sometimes they basically have nothing completely.
1%.
1%. Exactly. And then you're asking this 1% to give you something that he doesn't even know that he has. You see, so that becomes a huge problem at the end of the day. And it's very complicated relationship nowadays, to be honest. I don't know if you might agree with,
I will.
because I've been on some few dates and I just look at the,
While being single?
yeah. Because, okay, let me ask you this. What's your, how do you define dating? What is dating for you? Let's start there. Because everyone speaks about it, but what's the real definition of dating?
I think a couple years ago, I would tell you what it is. Right now, I'm having a whole different doing. Because I don't believe in dating. I believe in two people finding each other. Two purpose.
Okay,
Two purposes, like finding each other
that's good.
and having a relationship, a companionship. But I wouldn't call it dating, because dating for me now, like the way I see it now, is so cliche for me. Is that I have to say, this is my girlfriend, this is my boy. I'm like saying that, or like I feel like we've come, or I've got to a point where I don't want to do girlfriend.
Yeah.
Like I'm a wife. Like you have to talk to me. I mean, I consider this the talking phase like dating. You getting to know me and this and that. I've not given myself to you, but me getting to know you, it's like, yeah, it's a potential
Husband.
What's
Never not a sound.
I am not, during that phase, I'm not, I would say, emotionally attached. I think after this last relationship, myself again, I became a person, I would say I'm not, I don't attach myself anymore. And I'm not, sentimental.
Sorry to cut you off. Would you say the reason that's why you don't attach yourself emotionally in people because lost that part, or you just don't want?
I wouldn't say completely lost, because yeah, at some point there are people that I'm attached to, like my family. Yeah.
If it's not the right word, we
Not attached, but like, okay. I must.
understood.
Okay, so I would say I have like two poles. I'm a Pisces, right? So I feel like as a human being, or as a like non-human being, as a being, I have two poles. either on one opposite or another, you know. So I could be this loving, selfless person, and I'm the biggest whole cold person. I'm not attached to anything. I can talk to you now and tomorrow I wouldn't even remember you. It's not something that I will do purposely, but it is what it is. I mess with you if you mess with me, you know. So I would say I don't attach myself. First, it started as a choice. No, it started as a feeling, and now it's a choice. Because after being hurt like numerous, like back to back,
Yeah.
you become this not cold person, but you become self-aware. Like, let me stop giving like, okay, until I receive so like, yeah, you feel me, I feel it.
So,
You know, you become aware of the energy that you should, you know, disclose or give to people.
yeah.
You know, when you really, like you say, you have to know yourself. When you get to know yourself, who I am as a person, what I want, you know, what do I require to be happy,
Yeah.
you know, and what's the definition of happiness for me. So when you get to that point, I'm not fully there.
It's been idea invented.
I feel like I have an idea, but when you get to that point, you really know, okay, I used to be like this. Now I'm like this because people change.
True.
You know, change. People change. The the person I was a month ago, you know, is not me. That is not the same me because I evolved. Because every day I wake up, I have a new experience, a new life experience. You know, I have like thousands and thousands of choices in front of me, and I've created my own reality. So I can't be the same person I was yesterday. You know, so I think, yeah, I would say I'm not uh sentimental because this is a person that I am, but I think it's by choice. But I think the first idea of not being like that is, it came with a feeling. I was okay. Let me stop this because by being like this, I'm getting hurt a lot. Finding myself, I don't think I have found my purpose yet, but like finding myself in a way helped me preserve my essence, like preserve my energy. And I decided to be like this because I tell you what they say is true. Givers give everything they have. Takers don't have limits. You know, that's why you as a natural giver, you really have to be careful. Like the energy you give, the money you give, whatever it is you give, you know,
Yeah.
really gotta be careful. So yeah.
But touching on
Like, guys, 8 seconds.
touching on dating,